Hello and welcome back to another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. This is an exciting one. It's game one of a 3-game one-day tournament at GameNight.net in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Great gaming store, a lot of fun. And 6 people showed up to this tournament. It was an ETC style tournament. And so, smart one that I am, bringing Wood Elves to a tournament. You know, I get an extra 200 points, so at least I'm hoping that's going to make a big enough difference for me to pull off a few wins. So game one, I'm playing against Skaven. Rhys is Skaven, and I've got 8 Way Watchers in the corner here, 5 Glade Guard with a Musician. My hero is on an Eagle. I thought that would be a fun one to have. Bow of Lauren, 3-up ward save. If I fail it, I lose it. Arcane Bodkin, so no armor saves. 10 Glade Guard in front, 3 units of 8 Dryads, an Eagle, a Branch Wraith with Cluster of Radiance and Murder of Spite, so extra poison attacks. 14 Glade Guard with my BSB and level 4 Beasts with Flaming Banner, 7 War Dancers, 6 Treekin, and my Wild Riders. I'm excited to try out these War Dancers, see how that goes, and play around with that, and see how that goes. I'm really hoping that I can make good use of my Wild Riders, which I typically don't use well at all. So this is my opponent's list. From his right flank, he's got an H-bomb. 3 units of slaves, 1 unit of storm vermin with the bell. He's got the catapult thing, 2 swarms. I mean, he kind of brought all of the little toys and So I was kind of dreading this. He sets up here close. There's not a whole lot I can do to redirect. Everything we're playing is hills, so you can just walk over everything. You know, whatever, that's fine. It wasn't really spelled out clearly, so hills made nice and sense easy. And there's his Doomwheel over on this side. So right off the bat, I've sort of misplaced. I should have waited for this drop, knowing what he was coming with, and I learned later on how better to counteract the Doomwheel. And I also dropped my Flaming Banner before his H-bomb, so he was able to place that a little bit farther away from me than I would have wanted. You can see it here perfectly, my big unit in the middle. His H-bomb's over on the far side. I Vanguard up with my Wild Riders. They go hide behind the building. And, in retrospect, I should have had the Wild Riders on the other side. They could get in, they could try to attack the Doomwheel. I think Wild Riders and an Eagle, my attacking Eagle, are what are going to make the difference destroying Doomwheel or trying to get Dryads into the Doomwheel. It's all about having the charge, and I set this one up poorly, so I'm kind of stuck out here in the middle. Really happy with the Dryads. They're going to be able to step into the forest, hold stuff up as stubborn, and I'm hoping to get my Eagle and my Wild Riders into the backfield and take out the War Machines. So he wins turn to go first. He's got way less units than I do. He brings everything in the middle up, just straight up, and brings the swarms out to the side to protect his flank, and then just runs up with the Doomwheel. Doesn't get enough to charge me, which is great. So I'm thinking, I got this under control. And, I could have split my Vanguard move out, make him decide where he's going to go, and just move him away from my line more than anything else. This is just another look. Luckily, the A-bomb doesn't move up too far. And he's got his War Machines in the back that are just brutal. So I've got to wait to get the A-bomb out of charge angle, basically charge arc, to hit me with the Wild Riders. To counteract here, I turn here so I can shoot everything at this Doomwheel. Hopefully I'll get lucky. I fly my Eagle up to try to get him just in the backfield. I put my Dryads into this forest, and they're ready to take a charge from the slaves. I wheel these Glade Guards so they can shoot at the Doomwheel. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. I fail epically. Only the Glade Riders are able to wound the Doomwheel. It's also my first time playing against a random move thing like that, and I'm trying to charge block him with my Glade Riders. That's just a mistake. So my turn one, I put the Dryads each just slightly more than half into each forest. Move everything else up so I can be in range of the H-bomb, shooting with him with flaming attacks. I have my little vanguard, my little protectors unit of war dancers there, and I've got a nice little concave to, accept the charge of the A-bomb, either with my Treekin or my Dryads, and then countercharge. My Way Watchers here are sitting in back in case he brings out any gutter runners, and taking the chance to shoot at this Doomwheel. Again, the only one is the 3 Glade Riders that are able to hit. So this is what it looks like a little bit closer. You can see both swarms are kind of protecting everything in there. I've got my Eagle. He's ready to fly up and at least threaten the catapult. Get in behind the lines and just mix some stuff up. Maybe I could have landed him in between the 2 units. That could have been interesting. Not really certain. I tend to throw the Eagle up way too fast too soon, and I really need to work on that. Because sure enough, he just goes running right into my Eagle, and that is likely going to go poorly for me and my Eagle. If I had been able to charge him, maybe that would have been something else, but I should have thought to charge him, double charge him with the Eagle and the Glade Riders there. So here are my Dryads. They're sitting in the middle of these trees. He moves everybody forward. He's now partly his turn 3. His turn 2, sorry. So he's charged me. He's bringing his rats, his slave rats, or whatever they're called, his slaves, forward. So they're able to just really be threatening. He doesn't want to engage my Dryads here in the forest. He'll lose steadfast, and so he's wisely holding back, keeping the bulk of his unit outside of the forest. He gets off a pretty big magic phase, I believe, this time, and gets to buff a whole bunch of stuff, scorches, and just kind of annihilates a bunch of my things. Throughout this whole game, I have pretty abysmal magic phases, which is really a shame. I was really excited to be using Lore of Beasts, and only in one round do I get a really decent round off. I get Curse of Anarchy off on the Bell unit early on. Doesn't really do anything because he just doesn't march or charge. I one time tried to boost an Amber Spear in, the only time I had any dice, and he gets to use his Dispel Scroll. I mean, it was really just a shame. First round of shooting, I put 1 wound on the H-bomb, and then I wait till he gets in closer, so I could shoot him again, expecting to wound him with flaming, and then be able to shoot him with the Hail Doom arrows, and that all happens this round. It all just all misses. Everything misses. So, I mean, I rolled so terribly this whole game. The Doomwheel easily kills the Eagle, and then I don't know what happened here, because I cannot for the life of me figure out why I'm fleeing. It looks like I'm fleeing. I'm immune to psychology. I would have loved to have been in combat with this thing. So I'm really not certain what's going on here, and I don't remember. But my Dryads are facing the wrong direction. They're coming this way, and the Doomwheel's hot on their tail. Meanwhile, I've got my Lord here, my Glade Guard, all ready to shoot. They're all close range. My Lord will let no armor save, so all I have to do is wound. I mean, I'm thinking everything's pretty good. I should be able to take off a bunch more wounds. I unload so many shots onto this guy, and I can't wound him for the life of me. I'm just rolling my 6s and 5s to hit, and then fail all my to wound rolls. After his turn 2, he's seriously damaged my unit of Dryads that's in this jungly forest in the middle. It's a cool looking forest, but it's a mess to place units in because they just fall over. He shot with his lightning cannon and just absolutely annihilated my tree men, so they're barely holding on. And what looked like an awesome unit is now really fragile. He charges his turn 3. he charges his unit into my dryads, which I'm fine about. Unless he kills a whole bunch of dryads, which I doubt he can. I'm just going to be able to stick. I'll be stubborn. I'm rerollable. 8. I should be fine. I don't think my eagle's just here in the corner. My eagle lord, he's too far out of the way. I got my war dancers ready to charge in if there's space, and everybody else is kind of just angling to shoot at the H-bomb. This is where they miss everything, and so it's my turn 3. They miss everything, and I can't. I'm just peppering shots at him, and I can't do anything. The Doomwheel goes into my dryads and kills them. They were fleeing, and I really, for the life of me, don't know what they were fleeing from or why. He's then brought the 2 units of slaves up, knowing that would be silly to charge him. Maybe I could have charged him with my branch wraith and into the slaves and hopefully broken them because they wouldn't be steadfast. That would be very interesting, which I didn't think of till just now. Anyway, so after 1 round of shooting a bazillion shots at this guy, this is what it's looking like. I'll get another round if I survive his shooting. But he rolls to miss it because the slaves are actually closest. So he doesn't actually get to shoot me this round with the Doomwheel. The end of combat, you see how everything else is moved way up forward. At the end of combat, my lone dryad here is holding up the whole Bell unit, which is just awesome. And so that plan has worked out great. If only, I don't know what the heck I was doing with my other dryads, but so I shift him over at the end of combat so that I can maximize the amount of charge room with my war dancers, who are then, you can see here, going to have a pretty reasonable charge in. I should have, at this round, charged my character into the Doomwheel. Again, I was just too afraid of the Doomwheel, didn't want to charge it. I was thinking I wouldn't have a chance to really do a lot of damage, and I just kind of wussed out. I also probably should have tried to give my hero a great weapon. That would be great. That would be really nice. I charge in my Treekin into the H-bomb. I lost some more, I don't know, to some special attack he has when I just get in combat, whatever. I also charge in the Dryads into the flank, which you don't see here because I believe it's at the end of combat and they've already fled. I've done 5 wounds to the H-bomb, and I couldn't get the last one off. And I did almost all those with him failing his regen checks. It wasn't even done with a flaming banner. And so now my dryads are fleeing over here. I think I've taken a wound. I'm not certain with this die here in the near quarters because I've taken a wound with somebody. But I turn everybody to face the Doomwheel, and I can't get any more wounds off on him. So all of a sudden, things are looking pretty fragile, and I'm really in a dangerous spot. I've wasted my Hail of Doom arrow. I'm going to be charged by the Doomwheel. I mean, the Branch Wraith wasn't even holding anybody up in the middle. She should have gone and charged those slaves just because. Oh, you can see in the background here. That, of course, is exactly what happens. The Doomwheel comes in. Maybe I got one more wound off for the stand and shoot. Oh, I don't even get a stand and shoot. So, anyways, he's taking 2 wounds. He's going to start chopping me up. I start shooting at the rats here, and I can't panic them off. I have one Dryad here in the back who has just run. I mean, I was rolling so poorly. I couldn't think or do anything. I couldn't get any spells. I couldn't wound anybody. I couldn't hit anybody. One great thing that did happen is my War Dancers, when they charged into the bell, they ended up losing combat after the second round, doing a fair bit of damage. They did kill off the Seer with Killing Blow, so that got me some battle points this round. That was a special scenario, was to kill the general and then see where that went. The H-bomb with his special attacks goes and kills my Treekin before they can attack back, so all of a sudden I can't get the last wound off of him. It's now his turn 4. He's just going to start running around and trying to hide with him. I get my Wild Riders finally out around back. They sneak past everybody. He's got a couple of gutter runners in that have shot off my last two dryads. These guys go running past. They're ready to go take off the. Yeah, here are the gutter runners that killed off the dryads. I get away from them, be way out of range. I get past the swarms. I'm going to be able to charge the lightning cannon and finally take that off. But that's, my turn 5. And I'm going to have a hard time getting. I come in having had a rock or whatever dropped on me, so of course I lose 2 or 3 of these guys. They go and they win combat. And now they're running right along the board edge. Hopefully we'll be able to make it. But of course, his last round, he gets the bloody swarms. They charge and make the charge, long charge. He kills pretty much everything in the back here. I can't do any wounds, anything. And now he's just sitting there right behind my lines. So I'm thinking I can start shooting at stuff. His seer's gone, so his general's gone. And he doesn't have the crazy leaderships anymore. I turn everything on the small scave, the small rat unit, panic them off. My thought is if I can make them flee, I can cause multiple panic tests, and or if best I can totally destroy the unit. Of course, I fluff just about everything I have shooting at it. The H-bomb runs even farther away. You can see all 5 wounds sitting on him. I've got the Doomwheel down to a single wound. And I can't panic anything off the board. He's rolling on 5s and making it. I can't kill anything or do any damage. These guys over here are completely untouchable. The Doomwheel then goes into my Way Watchers. They're a cool unit, and they're hugely beneficial when it comes to killing knights or something like that. But man, I just can't get them to be worth their while most of the time. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to get rid of these guys. Sure enough, they go get killed. This is after that crazy long charge. Not crazy, but it was a long charge, and his swarms made it. I'm stuck in combat. I can't get out of it, and I can't get these other little bit of points. I'm not going to be able to kill the swarm in time to get those points. So I end up massive loss. Just a massive loss to Skaven. And, I felt really good. I thought that I made a lot of good choices, good decisions, and the dice didn't help. It's always tough with Wood Elves, and you need the dice to go for you, and when they don't, it makes it that much more difficult. In any case, it was a great game. Ended up being a 23-4 or something like that loss. Thanks for watching.